Hey guys, I am back. I'm going to talk about another personality psychology test, and it's called Strength Finders. This test was developed by a psychologist, and it's basically, it takes 34 strengths that an individual might have, and it calculates your top 5 strengths as an individual. I really liked this test. My boyfriend introduced it to me about like a month ago, and I was surprised how much information was in this test on, your strengths you as an individual. So it basically calculates your top 5 strengths, and you take this test. I don't think it's too long. I remember it taking me about 30 minutes, and it just asks you a long series of questions, and then based on that test, it calculates your top 5 strengths. So yeah, I really liked this test. Next to MBTI, it's probably been one of my favorite personality tests. The strengths that it calculated for me were all super accurate, and it gives you so much information on your strengths and you as an individual. It's basically a book, so it's called Strength Finders 2.0, and it goes through and it gives you so much information about you as an individual, how you develop your strengths, what you will be good at, stuff like that. And I really like this test because, I think a lot of times as humans, we want to focus on our weaknesses. There's things that we're like, oh, I need to work on this. This is a weak point of mine. And I actually find it to be more effective when we focus on our strengths as individuals, when we really focus in on, okay, what am I good at and how can I utilize my gifts and my talents and actually contribute to whatever I'm doing, whether it be a job, whether it be just the world, whatever, your dreams, your passions. And I've been someone in the past who would sometimes focus too much on my weaknesses and would really kind of neglect actually developing my strengths. And so I've kind of shifted gears and really started focusing on, okay, what am I good at? I recently graduated college in May, and since then I've been in kind of I would say a quarter life identity crisis, where just not really sure what I should be doing or where I kind of fit in as an individual with different things. So anyways, I'm going to basically read off my top 5 strengths, and then I'm going to read a short paragraph for each strength just to kind of give you an idea of what it's all about and my personal top strengths. I would love to hear from other INFJs and any really other type, but I'm curious to see if there is any pattern between MBTI type and Strength Finders. So my top strengths, the top 5, were futuristic was number 1, empathy, relator, developer, and input. So that was my top 5. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into it and read what those top 5 strengths descriptions are. So the first one, like I said, was futuristic. So I'm just going to read that. It says, "Wouldn't it be great if you were the kind of person who loves to peer over the horizon? The future fascinates you. It is as if you were projected on the wall. You see in detail what the future might hold, and this detailed picture keeps pulling you forward into tomorrow. While the exact context of the picture will depend on your other strengths and interests, a better product, a better team, a better life, or a better world, it will always be inspirational to you. You are a dreamer who sees visions of what could be and cherishes those visions. When the present proves too frustrating and the people around you too pragmatic, you conjure up visions of the future that energize you. They can energize others too. In fact, very often people look to you to describe your visions of the future. They want a picture that can raise their sights and thereby their spirits. You can paint it for them. Practice. Choose your words carefully. Make the picture as vivid as possible. People will want to latch on to you, to the hope that you bring." So yeah, this is really accurate for me as my number 1. I am such a futuristic person. I really struggle being present in everyday life and everyday things. It's really difficult for me to just be present, and I'm always so futuristic minded. And I think that also just goes along with being an intuitive introverted intuition dom. It's a very futuristic function, so I thought that was interesting. The next one I'm going to read as my strength is empathy, which is no surprise to me at all. I know that I'm an empath. I've been aware that I've been an empath even since I was little. Again, another kind of INFJ correlation, soaking up the energy and emotions of others has always been something that I really deal with. So I'm going to go ahead and read that strength. Okay, empathy. You can sense the emotions of those around you. You can feel what they are feeling as though their feelings are your own. Intuitively, you're able to see the world through their eyes and share their perspective. You do not necessarily agree with each person's perspectives. You do not necessarily feel pity for each person's predicament. This would be sympathy, not empathy. You do not necessarily condone the choices of each person makes, but you understand. This instinctive ability to understand is powerful. You hear the unvoiced questions. You anticipate the need where others grapple for words. You seem to find the right words and the right tone. You help people find the right phrases to express their feelings, to themselves as well as others. You help give them a voice for their emotional life. For all these reasons, other people are drawn to you. Okay, the next strength, relator. I don't know if you guys will start to notice a theme, but most of my strengths are regarding people and growth, which I thought was really interesting. Relator describes your attitude towards relationships. In simple terms, relator theme pulls you toward people you already know. You do not necessarily shy away from meeting new people. In fact, you may have other themes that cause you to enjoy the thrill of turning strangers into friends. But you do derive a great deal of pleasure and strength from being around your close friends. You are comfortable with intimacy. Once the initial connection has been made, you deliberately encourage a deepening of the relationship. You want to understand their feelings, their goals, their fears, their dreams, and you want them to understand yours. You know that this kind of closeness implies a certain amount of risk. It might be taken advantage of, but you are willing to accept that risk. For you, as a relationship has value only if it's very genuine. And the only way to know that is to entrust yourself to the other person. The more you share with each other, the more you risk together. The more you risk together, the more each of you proves your caring is genuine. These are your steps towards real friendship, and you are willing to take them. Okay, and the fourth one is developer. You see the potential in others. Very often, in fact, the potential is all you see. In your view, no individual is fully formed. On the contrary, each individual is a work in progress, alive with possibilities, and you are drawn toward people for this very reason. When you interact with others, your goal is to help them experience success. You look for ways to challenge them. You devise interesting experiences that can stretch them and that can help them grow. And all the while, you are on the lookout for the signs of growth, a new behavior learned or modified, a slight improvement in a skill, a glimpse of excellence or flow, where previously there were only halting steps. For you, these small increments, invisible to some, are clear signs of potential being realized. These signs of growth in others are your fuel. They bring you strength and they bring you satisfaction. Over time, many will seek you out for help and encouragement because on some level they know that your helpfulness is both genuine and fulfilling to you. This is so true for me. I am all about personal growth in myself and others. There was even a time where I thought it might be fun to be like a life coach or something. So this is very accurate for me. I find so much joy in seeing other people grow and develop who they are meant to be. And I believe everyone has some kind of destiny on their life, and I believe everyone has purpose. So I get fulfillment out of seeing people accomplish those things and really go after what they feel like their purpose is. So that's pretty accurate. And then the last strength is input. You are inquisitive. You collect things, you collect information, words, facts, books, and quotations, or you might collect tangible objects such as butterflies, baseball cards, porcelain dolls, or sepia photographs. Whatever you collect it because it interests you. and yours is the kind of mind that finds so many things interesting. The world is exciting precisely because of its infinite variety and complexity. If you read a great deal, it is not necessarily to refine your theories, but rather to add more information into your archives. If you like to travel, it is because each new location offers novel artifacts and facts. These can be acquired and then stored away. Why are they worth storing? At the time of storing, it is often hard to say exactly when or why you might need them, but who knows, they might become useful. With all these possible uses in mind, you really don't feel comfortable throwing anything away. You keep acquiring and complying and filing stuff away. It is interesting. It keeps your mind fresh, and perhaps one day some of it will prove valuable. This was interesting, this strength for me. I think I can relate to it in terms of wanting to learn. I like to acquire information on stuff I'm interested in, and I'll read about it for hours, I'll research it, or I'll just keep developing it, and I kind of like to gather information in that way when it comes to interests and just topics I find interesting, which is part of the reason why I make YouTube videos, because I want to share the info with other people. So I guess in that way, yeah, this strength is pretty accurate for me. So anyways, guys, I just kind of wanted to introduce this particular personality test to you guys. It does cost money. I got it on Amazon for like $10, and then they sent me an access code via email to where I could read the book and have access to the book and the test. So it just costs money, but I think it's totally worth it if you're interested in finding out your strengths, or maybe you're someone right now who doesn't know like where they should be career-wise. I believe they even say what career choices are available for your type that you might be good at. So anyways, guys, this is it for this video today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.